CDPR, give yourselves a pat on the back, mate. Give yourselves a pat on the back, CDPR. Hello? Jesus. These guys need to calm down, mate. This isn't legal. They're going in too hard. How are you supposed to... Guys, how are they doing this good of a job? Holy shit. I've always had faith. Like, I'm the first person to call them out if I think stuff is weird. Like, but they are smashing it. They are really, really smashing it. Alright, first and foremost, the main event of this patch is obviously the release of the first expansion of the Price of Power set. To that purpose, we've made a bunch of small changes and adjustments to support it. The other big event is the long-awaited Northern Realms rework. Whoa! We've decided to move away from the design of giving charges to the profit of the less restrictive and more flexible cooldown mechanic. Charges as a mechanic stays in the game, but from now on as a self-contained one. As a side topic, we've given attention to leader abilities to increase the diversity and to give them more identity. Holy shit, just everything I want to hear. Everything I've ever dreamed of, mate, is said in this opening paragraph. I can have a Pella play card. They're making it like more difficult to rope out with leader. And they're flipping... Changing Northern Realms! God! And more Pellas with Megascope, exactly. Changes. Unranked standard mode matches are now shown under training mode. So, weather's now 4 provisions. Love it. Great job. Huge, 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 huge change. Very, very good. Avalak Sage, power change from 1 to 2, provision change from 11 to 10. Great to see Avalak Sage getting buffed. I honestly would like to have seen him stay at 1 power and actually just made 9 provisions. Might have been too good though. The only reason I say this is because of the synergy it has with Neophytes, right? Neophytes on Avalak Sage was actually a very cool combo. I tried that and a trap deck. I don't know if I ever uploaded it on YouTube, but it was a fun deck we tried out, right? We played Sage in a trap deck, and then we could transform him into a thingamajig. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's playable. I came very close with Avalak Sage a few times in Skellige in particular, in the Portal Fish Flappers decks. Avalak Sage was like a card that we were really considering. It just wasn't quite good enough. And then Avalak, power change from 4 to 6. Good. Nice. Definitely needed a buff. Vademakar didn't get the Druid tag, but if you control Scepter of Storms, increase or decrease durations by 3 instead. Now, Vademakar doesn't synergize, unfortunately, with Ancient Foglets. Yeah, my biggest gripe with Vademakar is the fact that it doesn't buff Ancient Foglet. So if you have Ancient Foglets, they grow whenever you apply Weather, but for some reason you have an Ancient Foglet on the board and you go Vademakar, it doesn't like boost the Foglets by 3. Like if you increase the duration of both rows by 3, in theory you would think your Ancient Foglet buffs by 6, but it doesn't. Is it a bug, do you think, or intended? I have no idea. That's a good question. But yeah, I never played Ancient Foglets ever again after realizing that Vademakar doesn't work with them. Francis Bedlam is a bandit. Wow. Vigo's Muzzle is now a spell, so Alza synergy. Nice. Cool. I'm actually glad they didn't buff Muzzle because I'm not a fan of Muzzle. Like a mini Philippa. Commander's Horn. Warfare. Wait a second, guys. Oh! No flipping wonder McBeard's coming back. 8p. 10 for 8. The fact you can tutor this with John is so good. Holy shit. Let's go, guys. What a change. Yes. Commander's Horn. Definitely a card that should be seeing more play in Gwent. It's a classic. Just like Decoy should, honestly. They still need to improve Decoy a bit. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, cool card. Marigold's Hailstorm. Provisions changed from 9 to 8. I wish they gave it a bit more. I don't think it's good enough still. It's not like the old Hailstorm. So you're damaging 5 enemy units by 2. So it's a 10 for 8. Probably not good enough still. Jermaine has now the option to order. Alright. Ghoul! Holy shit, that's a big change. Wow. Wow, that's a massive buff, guys. Holy moly, that's a massive buff, no? Wow. Ghoul is Ghoul was already buffed because of what's it called? Dun Canal or something. Gan Kian. And also there's teleportation card as well. I guess it kind of doesn't play for many points. I think it's a good change. I think Ghoul deserves to be a 5 provision card with 1 power. I think it's not a 6 provision card. It's a point slam card. I think this is fine. I like the change a lot. I think Ghoul deserves to be a 5 provision card. This is some support for the Relic cards. Like, you're actually incentivized now, right? Yeah, Lava's now 2 strength and 6 provisions. I have to say, I think I like it. Yeah, I think I like this change a lot. Lava was just so busted. Like, it is just a nerf, right? But at the same time, it's got a lower floor. Higher floor. Buff to Koshji. Right. It's just good. I like it, honestly. More difficult to kill, but they're just more expensive, right? But they're also better because they're more difficult to kill. Neck is into lava. Yeah. Also very, very true. Yeah, I really like the change, actually. Like, lava is a 6... Like, when I'm saying Ghoul is not a 6 provision card, lava is a 6 provision card. You get what I mean? There's a difference. Like, Ghoul, as just... If you just... Like, ignore the points on the cards. Like, this is not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about the abilities. The Ghoul is a 5 provision ability. Lava is a 6 provision ability. Lava should be a 7p. Yeah, like, kind of true. Like, Lava is not a 5 provision ability. I think this is a really good change, actually. I think it's incredibly well handled, honestly. It's not a change I'd ever considered, but I'm actually massively pleasantly surprised. I think this change is absolutely fantastic. I really like it a lot. Very interesting. Alright, up next, the Crones. So the thing I was really looking for on the Crones, because they already mentioned Penitent in the stream yesterday. In fact, it doesn't mention Penitent here. It does. So he's now spawning to this row, not a random row. This is a great change. However, I was quite vocal and made it quite clear. I was really hoping the Crones would not be 7 provisions anymore. So you can play Penitent and Crones in the same deck. Because you really want to go Penitent into the Ratcatcheress, right? But you also want to play the Crones. So I would I'll push for this change. I would really love to see Penitent pulling this Ratcatcheress and being able to play Crones in the same deck. You would have to tweak the power of them as well, but let's have a look to see what they do, because I kind of can't remember. Ability change to Zeal. So she got a point buff, Brewis, and she has Zeal, Order, Consume an allied unit. So she's like the Karen of old. This is a great change. This is the kind of card you want to play in Succubus decks, as Biz mentioned. Karen just felt too bad before to actually play in Succubus decks. I know Life Coach Game King had it, but it just felt very, very power crept. Whispers got a point, and so did Weavus. Cool. I would just like to have seen this go the other way, and they all lose a provision. For sure. I'm actually going to suggest this change still. I need to, like, next time a Legion is in the chat, I'm going to mention this idea to him and see what he thinks. Just because I think Penitent fits the bill so well with Ratcatcheress. It's just like a match made in heaven. Okay, and then Karen. Consume 3 allied units on deploy and immunity. What a juicer. Big fan. Oh, Fruits of Iskoth got buffed by a provision as well. Good. Very well deserved point of provision. Because also, remember, Lava now costs an extra point as well. Provision. 2 extra provisions. So the deck actually now has 1 less provision than it started with, but Lava's way better in this deck because it's proccing the fruits. Alright, Skellige. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Love that. Rage of the Sea got a provision. Probably about 17 provisions too few. I'm joking, but they needed more than a provision, that's for sure. This leader is really bad still. Yeah, it needs more than a provision, is my opinion. Glad to see it being buffed, though. Mardrome is 4 provisions. Get in. Great change. Love to see that. Very well-deserved change for Mardrome. Siggy is now 8. Guys, yes. Great change. Let's go. Pure filth. Love this. This is so good. I love these changes so much. Holy moly. These 2 changes are so good. 8p sounds good to me. I think 8p is fine. I'm very happy with 8p for Sigs, right? Also means Bride of the Sea. Siggy, playing Siggy off Bride of the Sea. Where was she scored? Is actually way more achievable now, right? Armored Drakkar is 4 provisions. Whoa, 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 whoa. Mate, Drakkar buff is the best change I never knew I wanted. I never knew I wanted this change, but holy shit, I want this change. That's so cool. Portal Drakkar and Fish Flappers. You could just play Fish Flappers and Drakkars. Oh my god. Okay, probably not, but like Drakkar's nuts. So many synergies. Ice got nerfed. Get in. Love that from CDPR. You see, I was a little bit nitpicky at the fact they didn't nerf iced more originally. I was, you know, pretty nitpicky, and I said, why is iced only catching a small nerf? But they've topped it up. I like to see it. Card definitely deserved the nerf. For sure. Alright, here we go. Northern Realms, baby. Oh, I'm nervous, guys. Oh, no. Alright, let's look. Stockpile. 15 provisions. Order. Reduce the cooldown of 3 adjacent Northern Realms units by 1 and spawn a volunteer to their row. You spawn 3 volunteers, which is 6 points, and you reduce 3 cooldowns. Let's say what cooldown reduce is worth a point. 9 points. Seems kind of good. 16 overall. Very difficult to actually evaluate what this means though, right? But mathematically speaking, alright. Bear in mind, guys, like Stockpile NR is all I used to play and when like Gwent came out of beta. It's all I tried to play. Like it sucked, but I loved it. Alright. Priscilla. She's now 6 power, 9 provisions, and she has Zeal. Order, heal an allied unit by 4 and reset its cooldown. Or Inspired, boost an allied unit by 4 and reset its cooldown. So you can only use Priscilla once. But she has Zeal. She doesn't have Formation anymore though. Okay. Cool. Yeah, reset its cooldown means where it starts. So if you look at Meve, is Meve a cooldown? She's a timer, right? Yeah, so basically you start it from the beginning. Dandelion. 9 provisions. An ability change to boost a unit in your deck by 2. Cooldown 2. Inspired. At the end of your turn, boost the top unit in your deck by 1. Can you know your top unit with this? How can you put a unit on top of your deck? Fisher King? No, not really, I don't think. Unless there's something I'm forgetting. Envoy! Oh, Envoy put something on top. Great to see Dandelion just looking juiced, mate, to be honest. Very, very good. Very nice to see some deck buff NR. Holy moly. Damn Sorceress. Yeah, this card is absolutely cracked, guys. Holy moly. So, this is a big example of why I love that they're just doing it with charges and they're prioritizing cooldown. Damn Sorceress was such a good card before, but it was just like in its own lane. Like, you couldn't actually just put it into any deck apart from charge decks. Because now, the card is just cracked. The card is so good. So it just comes in as a 7 if you've got a shield. But like with this card and Immortals is 4 points every 2 turns.
Not all
2 points a turn.
crave gold.
I guess. Very good card. Love it. Reinforced Ballista. Formation on the Reinforced Ballista. Order. Damage a unit by 1. Cooldown 1. Reduce the cooldown by 1. Resupply. Sorry. Okay, so it's a resupply. 1 point per turn. Damage. Yeah, the card's so much better than it was before. Like, charges were just super awkward. Like, I love the fact they've moved away from it. Ballista's better than Archer? Definitely, yeah. But you can't use Leader on it. Yeah, you just can't use Mobilization on it, right? Which you can with Archer. Archer's a terrible card, though. Like, it's really bad. If you think about it. I mean, it's not, but it is. It's only good because it's Soldier tag. Human tag, rather. I don't know. Whichever one the Soldier, right? Alright, this card. Hubert's back, baby. As a man that used to play a lot of Hubert. What is this card? Counter 10. Whenever you use an order ability, while this card is in your deck, remove a counter from it. When the counter reaches 0, summon this card from your deck to your ranged row. Yes! Yes! Yes. Inject that straight into my veins. Done banners are back, baby. Kind of. Not really. It's like an Ailerin for NR. Oh my good. He's 5 power. Great to have Hubert the boy back, yeah. So good. Yeah, you can buff it, right? Yeah, you can buff it with Dandelion. You can also buff it with Erland, for example. Fins, like witches. Yep. What a cool card. What a cool card, my dudes. Alright. Winch. Ability change to boost an allied unit by 5 and reduce its cooldown by 3. None of these cards have actually had a cooldown of 3 yet. So need to see what you're going to target with this. Centurion Envoy. Provision change from 5 to 4. Ability change to Formation. Look at 3 random cards from your deck and move 1 to the top. Cooldown 2. So if a card has 10 charges, no, this is maybe. Envoy is... This card is so damn cool. Holy moly. So I haven't really seen what this is being used for, though. Why would we want cooldown 3 and anything? At the moment, there's nothing that's relevant for, but... Voltest Pride. I remember this one being like a big change. Power change from 5 to 6. Armor change from 0 to 1. Ability changed to damage an enemy unit by 2 and units adjacent to it by 1. Cooldown 4 through set cooldown to 2. Damage an enemy unit by 2 and adjacent units to it by 1. 4 damage. Kind of like a drill, but nowhere near as good. This card doesn't look bad, but I mean, if you compare it to drill, it's very bad. Doesn't seem that good. Like, the card's a lot better than it was, but that's not saying much. It's not really comparable to drill. I mean, it's the most like directly related card. It's 10 on deploy. Yeah, it's true. It's got the siege tag. It's a very, 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 very good point exalt. Yeah. Yeah, this card's great. It's got the siege engine tag. I forgot it can proc siege. It's actually very, 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 very relevant. Yeah, and you're not reliant on other cards now, right? Alright. The Spellweaver change seems really dumb to me. Like, out of all the changes, it's the worst one. Even though this is literally the change I suggested. This change is fine. It's not the Spellweaver's fault. It's the fact they changed Adept. Basically, charges just seem like a really bad approach compared to the cooldown stuff now. So, Adept changed. 4 provisions. An ability change to whenever you trigger Patience, boost self by 1. I feel like this isn't very good. But it's a mage. Interesting. Nenenke sucks. Never gonna play her. Shani. Let's go. Let's go. Order! Summon. So 10 provisions. Zeal. Order. Summon a bronze human unit from your graveyard and give it doomed. Cooldown 7. So on a marine. What power is she? She is 5. So Shani is a 5 for 9. The on deploy on a marine plays as a 12. So she's a 12 on a marine. But has a cooldown that obviously you can maybe use her twice. Oh, the Patience Mage. You can play Shani into Merlin. Like, hello? Actual Shani into Merlin, mate. Thala, let's go. Alright, my boy is back. Power change from 5 to 6. He's what, 8 provisions? He's actually 8p. He's so bad. Not anymore. He's now got an extra point and formation. Wow. Order. If neither player's pass in your opponent's hand is not full, both players draw a card. So, chat. Yeah, Mr. James has got it. Why is this card good? Because you extend the round. Patience will last longer, sure. It's just more points on Vice-Zagota, engines, etc. I love it. I love the fact that Thala, Dandelion, Shani, Priscilla are all just getting... And Hubert. Like, these iconic cards. The cards that I kind of fell in love with when I started playing Gwent, you know? Are back and badder than ever. Badder in a good way, though. So good. my fanboyisms, and so good. Siege support has got changed. What? Melee, reduce cooldown of an allied unit by 1. Deploy, boost an allied unit by 1. Ah, so instead of yes! Yes! Yeah, it used to... The siege support is the one that gives a zeal. It would give a charge, but you could basically never play it front row, but now you can. You reduce cooldown. Great change. Battering ram. Actually working like a battering ram. What? What the fish flap though? Deploy, crew, gain zeal. So if you put it in between 2 soldiers. Order, melee, move self to the range row. Ranged, move self to the melee row and damage that. Yeah, let's go. Yes, 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 yes. Oh! Siobhan's card. I remember being hyped about this. I just don't remember what it does because I was so hammered. But I remember being very hyped. Wildfern has a new part of ability cooldown 6. What the fish flap? That's so cracked. Vess, cooldown 3. So she can give zeal many times. Alright. Great to see Vess getting buffed. Sheila as well, 6p. Great. Bombardment 4p is nuts. Rune word. Create and play a bronze Northern Realms Mage. And give it shield. Card sucks. I don't think it's that bad if you create it off rune word though, right? Ah, it's kind of bad. Yeah, it's really bad actually. Yeah, I don't think rune word's very good. It's my feeling, unfortunately. There's not enough good cards. Like, this is a juiced card in fairness. Rune word triggers it twice. Right. Yeah, I think Spellweaver plus Rune Word just aren't that good, honestly. But you can get the 4p dude, yeah. But you're... Okay, you give it a shield, but you're still playing 6. And 6 provisions for it. I think Rune Word is good off of Gerhardt, whatever he's called. Off the mage, right? The Patience Mage. For real this time. I don't think Rune Word is particularly good. Alright. Sage is now an Elven Scribe, and it's 4 provisions. Holy moly. Ability, changed. Remove a counter when you play a special card. When the counter reaches 0, boost self by 6. Holy shit, 10 for 4. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Farseer is now a mage. Boost change from 2 to 3. Okay, still kind of sucks, but I mean, it's playable to some degree. No, you probably don't, right? But it's got a 10-point ceiling. I mean, it's kind of comparable to Foglet. Foglet doesn't seem super broken. It just seems really good sometimes, and other times it feels really bad. This is maybe more risky, but this is just a very cool card. You can't really complain about having a 10 for 4 potentially. Nilfgaard! Everybody's favourite. Hooray! What? Oh! Oh no, guys! Oh! 4 provision Warrant. Oh no. Uh-oh. Guys, listen. I already want to apologize in advance for my double Alchemist, double Courier, Warrant, Courier deck that I'm going to be playing next season. I already want to apologize for those times that the Courier puts the Feign Death on top of your deck and you don't even know that it's there. It doesn't show you what card is put on top. Like, Courier is cracked at 4 provisions. Like, it's actually borderline busted. Mainly because of how good Alchemist is, admittedly. So Courier, look, you can look at, in the melee row, the top 3 cards on your opponent's deck. And place 1 on top. Your opponent doesn't see which is put on top. And you can also do it in the ranged row. This change, guys. Oh no. Like, if I was participating in open number 2, I would be keeping very, 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 very quiet about this Courier change. Because holy moly, that is going to be an advantage if it's as good as I think it might be. Alchemist is so broken still. Viperwitch Adept is 4 power. Holy shit, that's a good change. Big buff to Portal Cloggers. Big buff. This card is I love this change, actually. This card deserves to be an extra power because it's very, very awkward. You have to actually build your deck around this card. Yeah, this is a really good change. Like, this change is also unironically huge for a whole archetype of Nilfgaard decks that don't see play. And this card opens up the possibility of Nilfgaard Witches yet again. Because this card is a 5... Well, sorry, comes in at a 6. As a 6 before in a Vesemir Nilfgaard deck, right? And yeah, it's also like you don't necessarily have to play Portal with this card now because of Blightmaker and such. Yeah, this is a massive change. This is also a very cool change, giving Magni Division Bonded. Yep. Fringilla allows constructs and she's 7p. Damage may mean it by 2, increase the number of targets by 1. Basic Mage. So you can deal 6 damage. Isn't she just bad? Anna Henrietta is now range locked. Yeah, this is a great change. Syndicate Jackpot. Okay, Jackpot is a card that sorry, Alina really that Freddy was like pretty obsessed with playing as well for quite a long time. But Pirates Go is just too good. Whenever an allied unit gives you coins, boost it by excess amount gain. So I saw Tiltbro on Twitter mention that you could play like Siggy 10 with this, right? This is very cool. Peaches is 4 provisions. That's a big buff to cash. And Professor is 12 provisions. He could be 15 provisions and would probably still see play. 3 new trees on the rulebook connected expansion. Play card in the main menu, that's just the favourite card. New expansion, Once Upon a Time introducing 26 cards. Game fixes. Finding a rare issue where the game could only draw after select limitations. Not seeing that. Fixed a visual issue where after purchasing fast travel to overall. Not seeing it. Saskia's Elven Deadeye ability when I correctly target immune units of random damage. Ooh. Oh, this is Saskia. No one cares then. It was never relevant. Whispers, Weavers, and Brewers will now show correct values in the deck builder. Don't know what that means. The Berserk multi-step contract will no longer... I have no idea what that means. Coral now draw first and discard second. Oh. Let's go. Snowdrop will now prevent players from clicking the order ability if they have more than 8 cards. Great. Allied units affected by Salamandra's poison ability will no longer boost Thirsty Flame. Allied units affected by Salamandra's poison ability will... Cool.